welcome back to my channel. Today I thought it would be fun to share some picture books with you that are all about camping. Now, I know camping is a fun activity that many families do over the summer, whether it's kids going to day camp or whole families going camping together and setting up tents. It's just a fun summer activity. And earlier in the summer, I shared some summer books that had to do with the pool and going to the beach, and I realized I didn't have any camping books in there. So I have a whole collection of them for you today. And I also wanted to let you know that we are doing our very own camp read aloud coming up next week. And I will leave a link in the description box down below all about that. And I hope that you will join us for Camp Read Aloud this summer, where we are going to talk about all things read alouds and have a lot of camping fun along the way. So make sure you sign up for that. Again, the link is in the description box down below. If you are new here, my name is Sarah and I jump onto this YouTube channel every Sunday night with read aloud tips and book ideas that you can take into your classroom right away. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, give this video a thumbs up and hit that red subscribe button down below. Now, let's jump into those fun camping books to celebrate the end of summer. We're gonna start with a fun one, and this one is called Camping Spree with Mr. McGee. And Mr. McGee decides to go camping with his dog, and they're having a great time until all of a sudden a bear comes along that wants a taste of their marshmallows. Before they know it, they are running away from the bear and almost ending up over the waterfall. You'll have to read this one with your students to find out what happens at the end of this crazy camping trip with Mr. McGee. This next one is a beautiful story. This one is called A Bed of Stars. In this story, a young child has a hard time sleeping, so their dad decides to take them camping. And they go out to the desert and they set up all of the things to do with camping. They set up a campfire, they lay in the bed of their truck and watch the stars. And the universe and the darkness seem so big, but it's what they learn as they're sitting out there with their dad underneath those stars that makes it important. And then when they get home, find out that there's a surprise from mom to help them take those stars back to their own bedroom as well. This is a great story from the author of Julian is a Mermaid, another one of my favorite books. And I think this is one that your students will be able to connect with as well. A great read aloud all about camping. The next one that I have is called Fatima's Great Outdoors. In this story, Fatima and her family go camping, and she's really been looking forward to this because she's having a bit of a tough time at school. The other kids are teasing her for how she speaks and for the food that she eats, and she's not doing so great on her tests and in school, and so this is a great time for her family to kind of escape. And her dad, she realizes, grew up in the city and doesn't really know much about camping, but her mom, who has been camping before, steps up and shows them how to set up the tent and how to start a fire. And as they spend this time together as a family, their parents share stories from when they were younger, and Fatima and her sister really enjoy just being with their family and being with people that they know and that are similar to them. And she's so sad to go back to school at the end of the week because she knows it's not so great there. But it's a great way for them to connect as a family, for her to feel happy and at peace in that small amount of time. A great book about not only camping, but about family and about accepting others. And even if they're different from you, to be welcoming to them and accepting them for who they are. This next one is about a young child that lives in the city and wants to learn more about the stars, but because of the city lights, they just can't see the stars at night. And he takes his mom out at night so that he can go see the stars, but can't see them. There's too many city lights. So his mom plans a camping trip and they go way out into the woods, which he finds out is a very long drive, and get there and they learn all about the constellations, and he just enjoys it so much that brings those memories back with him when he goes back to the city and can no longer see the stars, but he has those memories of not only seeing the stars and going camping, but being with his mom as well in their own special place. Great book about camping to share with your students, especially if you live in the city. This next one is a fun, silly one. Froggy Goes to Camp. In this one, Froggy is going to sleepaway camp, and if you've read any of the Froggy books, you know all of the sorts of trouble that he runs into, and your students will get a kick out of hearing all the things that Froggy does that are so silly as he goes away to camp with his friends. And any of your students that go to overnight camp or day camp will really be able to connect with the story and will be able to share their own stories, even if they aren't quite as crazy as Froggy's are. This next one I grabbed, even though it's not a great read aloud, but it does have to do with camping. This one is called S is for S'mores, and there's a whole collection of these books. Great information, but they're very long and don't make good read alouds. But this one dives into all things camping, and including s'mores and different places that you can go camping and the equipment that you need and the things that you might see. And it's a lot of fun, especially if students are getting ready to go camping. It gives a lot of information about things that they need to know before they go camping and the things that they might learn and the fun that they're gonna have when they go camping. So a great book to talk about camping, but again, I wouldn't use it as a read aloud. And this last one is called Camp Tiger. In the story, a boy goes camping with his family. He's starting to grow up and have more responsibilities when they go camping and learn new things. And he's not just the younger brother anymore. He can do more of this stuff. But when he's camping, he comes across a tiger that seems like only he can see. And you'll have to read this book with your students and see if they can kind of figure out why the tiger is there, or why only he can see the tiger. And it's a great story, not only about camping, but about imagination and having fun, as well as growing up and having those responsibilities and becoming bigger and getting to do more stuff. So that is my collection of books all about camping, and I hope that if you are going camping or your kids are going on camps, that they'll be able to read some of these books this summer, or you can share them at the end of next year before your class leaves for summer vacation. But I thought that would be a great collection of books to share with you. And like I mentioned before, make sure you come join us in Camp Read Aloud. I will share a link in the description box down below that you can come and we get to talk all about read alouds and how we can use them best in the classroom. And be sure you stay tuned for next Sunday night, because I have a little bit of a twist on books to read aloud in the classroom, and it's something a little different than what I've done before. So make sure you stay tuned for that next week. Have a great week.